pleased to have with us Maria Isabel Salvador, who just briefed the Security Council on the situation in Haiti.
Well, good morning and thank you for being here. It's a big pleasure for me to be here today. It's my first briefing to the Security Council on Haiti. Once I took position on April 1st, and I had the opportunity to meet in Haiti, where I went last week to meet with an important range of stakeholders, not only here in New York, but also there. Although it's been only a week that I've been in Haiti, I think it was a very good opportunity for me to have a feeling of the situation there before coming to the council and brief them with new issues, not new issues, but the new situation in Haiti. My week in Haiti allowed me to have this initial sense of what is going on there. And unfortunately, although it was only for a week, I could really feel the situation, which is extremely concerning. As you may know, criminality, violence, and humanitarian needs are beyond what the world sees and hears. Being there, it makes really a difference from what is heard outside. I want to mention the fact that I have been able to see that the political process is underway. It remains still fragile and vulnerable due to the dire security situation that Asian people live. Of course, the National Asian Police also is trying to do their best to control and to control security, but unfortunately, the service is overstretched and overwhelmed, I should say. Crime is on the rise every single day. The rate of crime, different forms of crime, kidnappings, assassinations, and sexual violence against mainly, of course, women and girls, but also lynching is on the rise, and that is a very dangerous situation. You know that 6 months ago, in October last year, the Prime Minister of Haiti, Monsieur Henry, called for the international support on security in the form of an international specialized force. This request was supported by the Secretary General, not only then, but also in his recent report that was published this week. And this remains the Secretary General's position, as expressed in the report I just mentioned. We believe that an international force is of utmost importance to help Haiti to curb the violence and the human rights abuses, also help to restore the rule of law and the democratic institutions. We believe that the Haitian people require urgent support. And unfortunately, if these decisions are not taken, unprecedented crisis in the region may arise. So that's what I wanted to transmit you on my first briefing to the Security Council.
Thank you very much. Amelie?
Amélie Bottelier from Agence France Presse. As you said, 6 months ago, the Secretary General relayed this call to send an international force to Haiti. Today in the Council, there was still no sign of anyone, any country, neither the US or Canada, taking the lead of this force. So how disappointed are you that no one is stepping up? And how hopeful are you that it can be changed? Thank you.
Well, that's a very difficult question to answer. Of course, I don't know if I'm disappointed. I guess I was expecting that this would happen. I mean, I was not hoping that today things would change just due to my intervention and to what, of course, data is saying, because the fact of trying to find a leading country for this force would be a non-UN force. So that requires like bilateral decisions between countries to collaborate and move forward. So in that sense, I'm a bit disappointed in the sense that we need, I mean, I would like to see a country say, okay, I will take the lead. But we have seen that none is doing that. And the problem is, until when are not we, but the Asian people going to wait? So I think that it is maybe the moment where the UN starts to be innovative and tries to find other ways of providing this force that will mainly help the Asian police to separate gangs. That's what I understand as far as what I've seen now. But it is definitely the force, a certain force that needs to be defined very specifically as well, is what is required now, because that would be the basis for moving forward in all the other issues. As long as we don't have this security issue, I wouldn't say solved at 100%, but a minimal situation of control of criminality is required, so that all the other issues, I mean, the political process goes forward, the social, cultural, and economic situation also gets better. Poverty and all the terrible situation that Haiti live change. I mean, would change only if this security, this force is established, and at the same time, all the other issues are also worked on.
James Bays from Al Jazeera. So, quick follow up on that first. No one will come forward to lead the force. You and the Secretary General say the force has to be there, it's essential. Can the UN step up and lead the force? And my other question, you are a very experienced diplomat. You, I'm sure, read a lot and looked at all the UN reports and everything before you arrived in Haiti. But it's interesting you're there with new eyes on the situation. Just tell me what, because you'd read all about it, but when you actually walked around and saw it for yourself, what was your reaction?
I must be very sincere with you, because I mean, I was only for a week there. Not really, it was 5 days there. And as I was telling the council a few minutes ago, not in the public, but in the private discussions, it is me being a special representative of the Secretary General for Haiti. I am privileged regarding all the rest of the people who live in Haiti. And why am I privileged? Because I live in a closed space, a nice hotel where I'm staying, or where I was staying last week. And to move and go and travel and visit the authorities, for example, I had to drive. I mean, I didn't drive, but they drove me. And I had a special car, so I'm protected, okay? So I'm not the best person to talk about what, I mean, I felt there's this terrible situation, but I think that Asians are living in a very how could I mean, so difficult to define. It's every day trying to be safe, to move from one place to another, knowing that maybe a sniper is going to shoot you, and children, they cannot go to school because they risk being kidnapped or even killed. So maybe I'm not the best person. What I'm trying to say right now, I'm not the best person to say what people is really feeling. But it is something that needs to be answered somehow by the international community, because the impact of that is in Haiti right now. But if we are not able to control that somehow, that could spill over to the region. And I'm really worried about the situation, regarding especially the fact of self-defense groups that start to appear there. And that is, I mean, really dangerous. They're really dangerous. In the region, you know, in Latin America, we've had experience with self-defense groups in other countries, and you know, it is something that needs to be stopped before it starts, really. So that's my point of view in that thing. Regarding the fact that you were saying maybe the UN should answer to this requirement of the force. Yes, well, you know, we in BINU, unfortunately, BINU's mandate does not permit to. I mean, we have 15 or 19, sorry, police officers who are there, but their role is completely different. No, we are working with the national police all the time with advice and with support of different kinds. So BINU is not, it's not BINU's capacity. But maybe, I don't know, that's something that was said in the meetings. Maybe we have the BINU's mandate needs to be renewed in June. It's every year that it has to be renewed. So I acquired or something, a compromise of trying to study a little bit more that mandate and see and find ways to broaden a little bit capacities for BINU, so that we can not solve the problem of the force, but at least try to help in a better way and the deeper way the problems that are there. I wouldn't, I mean, I think I shouldn't speak of other ways of solving the force issue, but I think it's a moment with Haiti that we need to be innovative. I think that I don't know if you were able to listen to the intervention, probably yes, of the Dominican Republic ambassador, and what he said is, you know, was very straightforward. So maybe it's moment that the UN and the council starts to think about different ways of doing things. So, well, that's what I can say.
Thank you very much, Madam Special Envoy Edith Lederer from the Associated Press. You just repeated that maybe the Council and the Secretary General need to think about perhaps different ways of trying to get some country to lead an intervention, a special intervention force. What kind of ways were you thinking about? And do you see any possibility of a country in either the Latin America or Caribbean region taking on that responsibility? And in your speech, you warned of a possible spillover if nothing happens into the region. Could you elaborate a little on that? I mean, how would you see that unfolding? Thank you.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I wouldn't like us to refer to this force as an intervention force. An intervention force has, you know, because it has been used in many different situations and circumstances, it has like a bad, it gives you a bad feeling, no? Intervention force. But good, it's almost the same, but I think it's very important. That's one issue that we need to face finally. And that has to do with the kind of force we are looking for. So being innovative means within the rules, I don't know if that's the word that I need to use, but rules and uses and of the UN. I guess that being innovative means probably thinking of, because when we think of a force, we also always think of military, no? Military coming somewhere and doing something. And we also need to remember that in Haiti, the previous experiences have left bad memories. And I think that's also something that makes us like being afraid of moving forward. So I think that's also important to remember. But I think that we can be, I mean, innovative in the sense that why couldn't we think of working on a force, not a huge force, but or not, it's not the word huge, maybe it would be, it should be big, but not huge force, but a controlled number of police officers or police personnel who would come and help working with the national police, with the national Asian police, to bring gangs, to separate them, and to allow like recovering little by little security. That's what I mean when I say minimal. I mean, we cannot expect to solve all the security issues, but we need to give some minimum level of security so that people, first of all, can start moving freely, or in, yeah, better, more free way if you want. And also institutions, are not institutions, but the government can also reach the different areas if we are thinking also of establishing or having elections someday. And I believe that regarding the possible elections, as long as we are not, I mean, as long as as security is not guaranteed, elections won't take place. I think that, so the requirement is security first of all, and fighting criminality before moving forward to elections. I don't know if I answered your question.
And on the spillover,
Oh yes, you're right. Yes. Well, I come from the region. I'm Ecuadorian. I'm from South America, and the spillover is already there. I mean, the impact of the crisis of the situation in Haiti, we can already feel it. Not only in the Dominican Republic, where probably you are well informed of what is happening there, but in all of the region, in Colombia, in Peru, in Ecuador, we are already having an impact. I mean, I need to say, I come from Ecuador. Ecuador is a country where we are foreigners or people from or migrants, if you want to call, are always received and welcomed. But sometimes that could have negative impacts, because my country, because it's what I know directly, is has the obligation of of providing health and education and services to the migrants Ecuador receive. So for now it's that, but if the situation is not controlled, that can have other kinds of impacts. If we think that, for example, I need to say, that is part also. It has to do with the regional situation that has to be solved in a regional manner. In that sense, I believe that one thing that I would try to do, and that I will do my best effort, is to reach to Latin American countries or CARICOM countries, Caribbean, and try to get them more involved in the situation, because I think definitely that the regional crisis require regional reactions and actions.
Well, last question, Mario.
Mario Villar con la agencia EFE, bienvenida. My questions have been asked mostly, so I'll just do two quick follow-ups. One, following up on Edie's question, this different ways of thinking about the force, would you consider a smaller, less ambitious force as a solution? And could that mean that Latin American countries could take the lead in this mission?
It's more like I would like that to happen than that is going to happen. I would like very much that countries in the region decide to take the lead. We have past experiences also, and I think many countries could do that. I think there's a need for also for maybe CARICOM as well get more involved. I don't know, in solving, in proposing solutions. Maybe not leading the force, but proposing different solutions. I think this is, we are at the point that we need to put lots of thinking, on this issue, because the question is, what kind of force it is, what do you want, or what they want, what do they want, how many, how big, how strong, and questions are not solved, are not answered yet. So I think that maybe our responsibility somehow would be try to work with the government to define as much as possible the requirements. What are the expectations? I think that is something very important. It cannot be a force that we from the outside we impose to anybody. So I think we will need to work a little bit more. BINU with the government to try to define these issues and be able maybe to propose something like viable. I know you say that, viable, viable, yeah, viable, and that you can really, that we can really push forward. So the issue is here that thinking takes time, and Haitian people cannot wait. So that's it. Thank you very much.